It doesn't matter if you've just started running your business or you are experienced and have a team that's growing. Either way, you have to admit that you are the biggest bottleneck in your business until you do this. I'm Alex Sharfin, and this is the Momentum Podcast, made for empire builders, game changers, trailblazers, shot takers, record breakers, world makers, and creators of all kinds. Those among us who can't turn it off and don't know why anyone would want to. We challenge complacency, destroy apathy, and we are obsessed with creating momentum so we can roll over bureaucracy and make our greatest contribution. Sure, we pay attention to their rules, but only so that we can bend them, break them, then rewrite them around our own will. We don't accept our destiny, we define it. We don't understand defeat because you only lose if you stop, and we don't know how. While the rest of the world strives for average and clings desperately to the status quo, we are the minority, the few, who are willing to hallucinate there could be a better future, and instead of just daydreaming of what could be, we endure the vulnerability and exposure it takes to make it real. We are the evolutionary hunters, clearly the most important people in the world, because entrepreneurs are the only source of consistent, positive human evolution, and we always will be. To be a successful entrepreneur, you have to break the bottlenecks in your business. You have to figure out where you have the constraints, the pinch points, the choke points, the places where things aren't growing on their own and things are getting in the way. What is the biggest bottleneck in your business for most people? Well, let me share it with you. It's you. If you want to break the bottleneck in your business, you have to do two things. One, admit that you're the most important person in the business. Now, this isn't easy. I talk about it all the time. When I speak to audiences of entrepreneurs, I say, who's the most important person in your business? And rarely do I get an enthusiastic answer of me, but I should, because we are the most important person in your business. Once you realize that, you're on your way to breaking the biggest bottleneck in the business, which is the fact that until you have a forward-looking strategic plan, until you have a strategic plan you can present to your team, you will always be the bottleneck. And I want you to understand something. If you've been feeling like your business isn't growing, like there's more opportunity than you're showing, like you're not really doing everything you could, but you know there's more there, I want to confirm something for you. You're right. Those feelings we get as entrepreneurs, those intuitive feelings, those feelings of leaving money on the table, knowing that there's more there, knowing we could be doing more, creating more, putting more out there. 9 out of 10 times when an entrepreneur has those feelings, they are real, they are valid, and you have to do something about it. And here's how you remove yourself as the biggest bottleneck in your business. You have to create a strategic plan. Until you have a strategic plan of where you are going, that you know clearly where you're going, no one on your team will. And if you don't have a strategic plan, here's what happens. You literally become the biggest bottleneck in your business. This is just math. It's physics. It's like the law of gravity. You can't argue against this. If there's no strategic in your plan in your business, telling your team where you're going, then they have to rely on you. And if they have to rely on you, that means they're always checking in, asking, verifying, trying to figure things out. And what does that mean? You are the biggest bottleneck in the business, and you will continue to be until you figure out a way to step out of the way. And how do we do that as entrepreneurs? You create a strategic plan, share it with your team, create a communication system so that they know exactly when they're going to hear from you. And here's what happens. Your business starts to grow like crazy. We watch this all the time. We have people come into our programs, install a strategic plan, and within days, not weeks, days, they start seeing massive productivity in their company. And within weeks or months, they start seeing ridiculous growth. We've helped companies grow from 2 million to 30 million. One company, Gym Launch, from 2 million to 30 million in just a year. Another company, Lady Boss, from 10 million to 50 million in under a year. How do you get these ridiculous results? It's easy. You become part of the 1% of companies, and it is 1% or less. I think it's actually a fraction of 1% of the companies in the world that have an actual clear strategic plan that everyone in the business understands. When you have a strategic plan that everyone in the business understands, you break the biggest bottleneck. You break yourself being the biggest bottleneck. And then you have to go chase down what other ones have been created. But at least you get out of the way. So if you're running a business and you feel like every day you need to be doing more, you're not getting enough done, you're frustrated with your results, you're leaving money on the table, you know you could be having a bigger effect, a bigger outcome, a bigger result, and it's just not happening, ask yourself, do you really know where you're going? Do you have a clear strategic plan? Do you have an understanding of what your company is going to do next? Because until you do, you have to accept the fact that you are purposefully the biggest bottleneck. Let that sink in. If you don't have a strategic plan in your business, if you haven't created a strategic plan showing exactly where you're going, and if you don't have a system to renew that strategic plan, you are agreeing to be the biggest bottleneck in your business. You are accepting that you are the biggest bottleneck in your business. So here's how we fix this. You create a strategic plan, communicate it to the team around you, show everyone where you're going so that they have confidence in what's going on, and then you no longer are the biggest bottleneck getting in the way and slowing everything down. If you're ready for your business to finally grow at the rate you know it can, if you're ready to start taking advantage of the opportunity you've created, or if you're in a startup business or you're just getting out there or you're just starting to move forward, before you do anything else, create a strategic plan and you will see everything change. We help entrepreneurs at all levels create a strategic plan. But if you're ready to create one right now for yourself, for your life, for what you're doing so that you know exactly what to focus on, what to do next, and how to create the most momentum right now, go to momentummasterclass.com and check out our personal product. Not only will it show you how to support yourself physiologically, cognitively, and chemically, it will show you how to improve your ability to get things done through creating a strategic plan and then having a process to make it happen. MomentumMasterclass.com. I know what it's like to be the biggest bottleneck in your business. I also know what it's like to feel like you're not doing enough, achieving enough, or putting enough out there. I want to help you get past both. Let's remove you as the biggest bottleneck in your business and help you make the impact you know you should be making. MomentumMasterclass.com. Stop being the biggest bottleneck in your business.